Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Luthais, and yes, welcome to part 11 of the Master Series. And today I'm going to try to do a complete food guide for you guys. Okay, what is the best foods to eat to sustain your diet, to build dexterity effectively, to build your strength effectively, and just, how to manage your protein, your carbs, and your fat. Okay. Now, for me personally, these are the three most important macronutrients to manage. Okay. I don't really worry about these. I only use alcohol when my energy is really, really low, and I want a quick energy boost, but I hardly ever drink any alcohol. Um, and then if I get cake in a drop or any foods that contain fiber, I'll eat it. I try to stay away from foods that have saturated fat. Okay, it's like butter, animal fat, coconut cream, chocolate, cheese, chips, and stuff like that. Okay, but these are the three that I focus on. But you guys are more than welcome to tell me in the comments what you focus on. Okay, so we're going to give you three steps in managing your diet. Now, so I'm going to fill up this shelf in front of me three times. This part one of this video is the basic diet, the foods that you can get to quite easily. Okay, so when it comes to water is not a big issue. You can get it at any water source. Okay, any dark blue water source. There's a little river, there's a little river, there's a little dam, there's a river, there's a little river, there's rivers. Here you're going to sit with a little bit of a problem. That's why I always prefer to make wells if I ever want to live in the south, which I don't want to. But here I'm going to focus on wells or water catchers, okay? Or just loot the motocross track, because the motocross track has got a place, like a tent that gives you. It's got a lot of like places that you can find water or cool drink, or 2 liter bottles. So the motocross track is really a good place for me to find a lot of items to sustain my water needs. And then of course there is the towns. Okay, there is the towns that helps you as well. But for me, the motocross, if I make one trip to the motocross track, I am all right for a while. Okay. And then, of course, if you've got a base, you don't want to go to the motocross track. Let's say you're living here, you want a well. But for water, all the dark blue areas is your primary objective when it comes to water. And then mushrooms gives you water as well. Then, of course, you can get water bottles quite easily. The 2 liters you can get quite easily as well, but we're looking at the easiest. Okay, so the small water bottle is easy, the can is easy. Grapes you can find quite easily for water. Okay, but if you don't find a water source, then I usually just rely on mushrooms. Okay, to to sustain my water. Let me just check here. One, two. Okay, so the other thing is protein. Okay, protein and carbs. Now, when it comes to protein, when you run through the forest, you get logs which you can search. Okay, which will give you crickets. Okay, and crickets gives you a little bit of fat. Okay, not bad with the carbs and not bad with the protein as well. Okay, I don't usually like to focus on the percentages, so it gives you about 3 grams of fat, because when we look at our nutrients, it's all about grams. Okay, you start with about 55 grams of protein. Think 100, like 112 or 115 grams of carbs, and then about 20 grams of fat. Okay, so again, I don't complicate it for myself with this. I just focus on these three. So when it comes to the cricket, it's giving me 3 grams of fat, which isn't too bad out of a max of 20. It's giving me 15 grams of carbs out of a max of 115. Not bad at all. And then it gives me 8 grams, okay, of protein, which, out of a max of 55, it's not bad either. Then it's giving me a little bit of sugar, and it's giving me a little bit of dietary fiber, okay, which isn't bad at all. Then the larva for me is a little bit better with energy, okay, not really with what you're getting from it, but energy wise, the larva gives you more energy than the cricket does. Okay, but those are the two that you can get in logs. So the larva gives you a little bit more fat, okay, a little bit more carbs, and about the same protein. And then it of course gives you B3, it gives you various vitamins. So that the larva really focuses on B3, and then those CU and those there. And then the other one, yeah, more or less the same. More or less the same. The two give you more or less the same values. Okay. And when you look at them, then you can see that the main thing for me is that it gives you a boost in energy. And you need energy, okay, to sustain yourself. So because even if I'm standing still, I'm still burning calories. Okay. So I need energy. And for me, I like to have my energy to at about 1,000. I never go over 1,000. And I like to have my water close to 1,000. Okay. 500 is not too bad, but I like to have my water at about 1,000 intake. Okay. At the moment, we've got no intake. We've got no intake there. And then when you look at, like, if we go here, we can see it gives you 300 calories, okay, which isn't true. I will show you that now. It doesn't give you 300 calories. And when we go to the cricket, it says 250 calories. But that isn't also, that isn't completely true. But it's giving you water, okay? Both of these are giving you a little bit of water. And then, of course, your can is giving you water. And the water, is giving you water, and then the mushroom. Look at the can. The can's giving you 89 milliliters of water. The mushroom is giving you 92 milliliters of water. Okay, so you might think the mushroom is better, but the main thing that you guys need to focus on when you eat food is how long it lasts. That's the main thing. And can you eat a single, here? I can only eat it. I can only eat one at a time. Okay. If I drink here, I can either say drink all, or drink all. Okay. So if I drink 3 of these, if I say drink all 3 times, okay. Sorry with my messages here. Yeah. If I say drink all, then I'm not going to get the benefit, because every time I drink, let me show you this. When I drink once, okay, then I'm getting 375 milliliters intake. 375 milliliters intake, not 100 milliliters, okay, not 100 milliliters. I'm getting like it says 100 milliliters of water there. But when you go look at my intake rate, okay, it's at 375, which is pushing up my water at 375 milliliters per hour. Okay. Now, the water only has 100 milliliters in it. So you could say, Luthais, the 100 milliliters means in an hour, if the 375 means the water is going to disappear in 15 minutes. If you have to be tricky, it's not going to disappear in 15 minutes, guys. It's going to disappear much, much quicker. Okay. But for the time being, it's just giving me 375. Now, if I say drink all, It's going to be 750. 750. Okay? That's why I say it's very important to understand whether you want to drink once, whether you want to eat all or drink all, or, just single eat and single drink. Because if I drank 5 times, I would have gotten 375 times 5, meaning it would have pushed up my water a lot faster. But you don't really want to go past 1,000 milliliters an hour intake, because then most of it's going to go to your bladder. You can see my bladder isn't filling up very fast at the moment. Okay? If we look at my bladder, it's like going up by 0.1. Very, very slowly. Okay? But if I drink again, okay, then I'm not getting exactly the same amount. I'm getting a little bit less. But now you can see, look there. As soon as we go to 1,000 milliliters per hour, okay, look at our bladder now. Okay, now our bladder is starting to fill up. Is our water going up at a massive rate? Yes, that's why I like 1,000, because with 1,000, I'm retrieving my water at a speed which I like. But look, as soon as this circle disappears, okay, so a lot of water is going to our bladder. Okay, now look there. As soon as we go to 2 circles, okay, not a lot of water is going to our bladder anymore. Okay, so if you don't like peeing, a lot of people use female characters just because they don't like it when their character has to pee. If you don't like peeing, keep your intake at 700 milliliters per hour. Okay, then it's going to take your bladder very, very long to fill up, and you can see, the speed at which we're getting our water isn't too bad. It's not too bad at all. Okay, so a professional way of, I don't want to waste anything that I'm drinking. 700 milliliters is a very good target, because you're still going to rebuild your water. And nothing's going to go to your bladder. Now, the speed difference that I get, okay, let's just look there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's quite quickly. Now let's drink again. Let's see how it goes now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, I'm just counting there. So the speed at which I'm gaining water, there isn't a massive difference. Okay? There isn't a massive difference at all. And that's what I want you guys to focus on. Now, luckily the soft drinks doesn't contain a heck of a lot of water. So our bladder isn't filling up. But what I'm trying to tell you is between 700 to 1,000 doesn't really matter. I like to aim for 1,000, but you might hate having to pee. So then you just focus on 2. And if you want your water to last very, very long, what I do is I drink. You can't do it with a 2-liter bottle, but you can drink two of these water bottles. Okay, you can drink 2 of these water bottles. You just say drink all here, drink all there. Then you know that it's going to take very long, okay, to get through the 500 milliliters of water. Like here, we've still got 250, milliliters of water left. So it's going to take very long to get through the 500 milliliters of water in total. Okay, so it's going to stay in your system very, very long. So if you don't want to worry about water, you don't want to pee, and you don't want to go drink stuff a lot, then drink all when it comes to cans and when it comes to water bottles. Okay, so that's the best advice I can give you with water. Then again, when it comes to energy, these 2 are really, really strong for me. Okay, the reason I say the lava is a little bit better is if I eat the grasshopper, it's giving me, okay, I don't know what our energy was. I think the soft drink gave us energy as well. Okay, but this is the main thing. Yes, it's giving me a heck of a lot of calories per hour. Okay, so you guys can see my energy is growing. The only negative thing about a cricket is that um, it stays in your body for a very short period of time. Okay, so it's like you have to, if you want to maintain that, you have to like eat a cricket, every 2 or 3 minutes, and you don't have the option to eat, like 10 crickets in one circle. You can only have one circle at a time. And as you guys can see, okay, it disappears quite quickly. There. Okay, so it's that soda can with the sugar in that gave us calories. So the cricket only gives us 750 calories per hour straight. Now, if we eat the larva, okay, 900 calories. Okay, if you subtract 750 calories from 1,650, it gives you 900. That's why I like it. It's giving me 150 more calories. Okay, but again, yes, it's fantastic. We are getting a total of 1,600 calories per hour, which isn't that easy. Which I'm going to show you now. It's not that easy to get 1,600 calories, guys. You have to eat quite a bit to get these kind of calories, okay? Or this kind of boost in your calories. But again, now we're just going to have 900 left, okay? When the cricket goes out, we're just going to have 900 left. But, I mean, because it pushes up your energy so quickly, it's not a bad option, okay? So in the forest, you have to search the logs for the crickets and the larvae. The berries that you get in the berry bushes, I'm really not interested in, because as soon as you eat it, the circle disappears. So the effect that it has on you is very, very quick, very, very small. You can see as soon as this circle disappears, it doesn't affect you really anymore. Okay, but just with that little bit of water that we had, we recovered our water back to 82%. And we've got our energy back nicely. Okay, but you can see how long this water is lasting. So if I had 2 of these circles, it would, you guys can see the milliliters aren't really going up now, because 500 milliliters per hour is just a little bit too weak. Okay, you need to get it to at least 700 milliliters of water. And there again, it's just the larva that gave us a little bit of water. So 375 is too little. You need at least 750, around 700 milliliters, okay, per hour, to let your water constantly go up. So in my opinion, drink all on 2 small water bottles or 2 cans of cool drink is a really nice method for the 2 circles to stay in your system for a very, very long time. And then when you drink water, it doesn't really affect your dexterity, okay? When you eat, your dexterity goes down. Don't worry about this. This is just the, hypothermia. But you can see my base stats of dexterity still going up. So I can have 2 water circles here in my system. It's never going to affect my dexterity. Now, okay, you can see, like, we've got 375. Now let's eat a mushroom. Okay, from 375 to 641. Not as good, but close. Okay? Again, what is the mushroom's weakness? We can't say eat all so that it stays in our system for a very long time. So we're going to have to eat mushrooms constantly. But a mushroom combined with water is not a bad idea. The other great thing about a mushroom is it gives you 1.3 my science wasn't good in school, guys. My micrograms, let's just say it gives you 1.3. I know it's not grams, okay? It's micrograms or whatever the case would be. But it's giving you 1.3 intake, okay? Which means your vitamin D is going up. 1.3 isn't much, because you can see that you can see the speed at which the vitamin D is going up. It's at 11.6. It hasn't changed yet, okay? So one mushroom isn't going to help you, okay? But now, if you get to a mushroom like this, this massive mushrooms that you guys have seen before. If you eat a mushroom like this, then again, this mushroom is going to fill up your stomach very, very quickly. That's the only thing I don't like. And again, it's not giving us a heck of a lot of water, guys. And it's not giving us a heck of a lot of calories, okay? But again, it's adding, it's doubling that rate. Now you can see we're at 11, you know, 11.7. So if we just eat 3 of these, because you can only eat about 3 of them, every bite of this big mushroom fills up your stomach by about 35%. Okay, so let's eat one last one. Now you can see our vitamin D is actually changing because the intake rate is increasing, just like with the water. Okay, I'm just going to cancel here. There. So it's at 11.8 now. There, 11.9. Okay. Again, when you look at the intake, I like to get the intake to about like 7 as well, 7.5 to 10. Okay, the intake rate on my vitamins. Because then the speed at which the mushroom is running out isn't that bad for me. Okay, I know the time that it's going to take these 3 mushrooms or these 4 mushrooms to work their way through my system isn't that bad. I'm still gaining vitamin D. And for me to find another 4 mushrooms later on, you know, isn't that bad at all. But I'm gaining 5.2 per hour. The usage rate at this moment is only 0.6, except if I start running or something like that, then anything you do, guys, changes your usage rate. So my usage rate now, my burn rate on my energy is 75. Okay, if I start walking, I'm not even running, I haven't really got weight on me, but everything you do, I'm just going to walk into a wall here. Okay, everything you do increases the burn rate. Okay, so if I have to run now, okay, into this wall, okay, let's just see here. Nothing's changing here. Okay, so we have to let it activate. Okay, so at the moment it's not really affecting us. Okay, but let's just go outside here quickly. If we run, it pushes up our burn rate. Okay, for water and our food. Not really our vitamin D. Okay, so that's a good thing. Not really our vitamin D. So we don't need to worry about 0.6 per hour. Okay, so that makes the 5.2 per hour look good, because as we're running around, we're not going to lose vitamin D too fast. Okay, I think I have ran out of vitamin D quite much faster than the rest, like this one. Okay, so the others. Okay, so with the mushrooms, that the mushrooms giving us a heck of a lot of this. Okay, you can see how all the other vitamins have increased because of the mushrooms. But you can see here, the usage rate isn't high, so you do run out of vitamin D quite fast. But again, eating 3 or 4 mushrooms every now and then isn't too bad. Okay, so that's the mushrooms. Mushrooms gives you water. Okay, crickets and larvae gives you protein. And you can get quite a lot of protein if you eat larvae and crickets regularly. You will build up your protein and your fat. Okay. Then, of course, the best way, okay, to build up your protein, your fat, is by raw meat or cooked meat. Okay. So let's just go over this quickly. I've got the sticks with me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to craft a small skewer. Okay. You just need 2 pieces of meat. A lot of people say you only need 1. Okay, let's just ignore that for now. 2 pieces of meat and a long stick. I've got a long stick in my backpack. Okay, so now we craft a skewer out of these 2 raw pieces of meat up here. Okay. Apparently, it only used one, which is a bit weird, but it's fine. Okay. So if we eat a raw piece of meat, it will say it's like you can eat it. Okay. So if you eat a piece of raw meat, one of them, okay, it's going to give you water. It's going to give you 80 grams of fat and 28 grams of protein. Okay. Now, if we eat a piece of meat that's been cooked by me, okay, one piece of meat that's been cooked by me, and it's the same, guys. Both are pork. Okay, both are. This is just this. This is just pork because I've cooked it. This is still a goat. Okay, both of these are goat meat. So with the goat meat, I'm only getting 9 grams of protein, but my fat is only 2.3. Okay, so if I eat 5 pieces of this, I'm going to get 50 grams of protein and only 10 grams of fat. If I keep eating like this, the protein is good, but the fat is going to overdo it. And while I've got food in my stomach, I'm losing dexterity. You can see there minus 24,000. Okay? So as long as I've got food in my stomach, I am losing dexterity. So if you're wondering, why the hell can't I increase my dexterity? It's probably because you're eating all. Okay? Because the skewer and the meat that I just ate, you can see it's going down quite quickly. Okay? It's going down quite quickly. So my dexterity isn't going to be decreasing at the max rate, because the max that it can climb is 24,000 plus 24,000, and the max that it can lower is 24,000. Okay? Let me just make a fire here quickly, because this hypothermia is bothering me here a bit. So, let's craft a massive one. There we go. F. And then we light it. There we go. Okay. So now my hypothermia should go away. Yeah, my hypothermia is going away really, really fast. So as you can see, if you eat single chunks of anything, you can manage it. You can manage it. It won't kill you. If you eat a skewer, eat all. And remember, these 2 pieces of meat, guys, it's just giving me, like, the mushrooms giving me energy as well. Just look where the mushrooms go away now. Okay, we're just waiting for that last mushroom to go away. Those 2 pieces of meat are giving me 915 calories per hour, which is fine. I don't need to eat more than that. And again, you don't want your energy to be above 50%. Because when you dip below 50%, the game gives you a warning, you are hungry. But that warning that you are hungry activates your dexterity as well. As soon as you hit 50%, as soon as your energy hits 50% or lower, then you will automatically see a boost in your dexterity. Okay? Because the game is detecting you have got less than 50% energy, you are hungry now, the game detects like that you're in a bit of an energy deficiency. You haven't got 0% energy, but it says you've got a bit of an energy deficiency. Okay? And it's raised by a calorie deficiency. Okay, so if you play with between 0 and 50% calories, you will be gaining dexterity, okay? A lot easier. You will be maxing out your dexterity a lot faster. But if you want to just, and I'll never go past 100% energy, guys. When you go past 100% energy, it also locks your dexterity, okay? As you can see, we've got nothing in our stomach, but we're still losing dexterity because we've got too much energy. Our energy is 100 per there, okay? Now, there you can see our energy activated now, okay? because our energy is now at roughly 100%. Our energy was actually a little bit more than 100%. It didn't go to 101%, but our energy was actually at a little bit above 100%. Okay? If your energy goes above 100%, you lose dexterity. Even if there's nothing in your stomach, you're still losing dexterity. Okay? And that, so what I'm saying is you will gain more dexterity, okay, if your energy is below 50%. But if you don't want to manage your diet from 0 to 50% all the time, then eat until you've got 100% energy, and then don't worry about it. Keep running. But it's very important to have protein in your body, because without protein, it doesn't matter what you do, what kind of load you put your character under. You're not going to be gaining strength, okay? I've got protein, but if I don't put my character under strain, I won't be gaining energy, okay? So let me show. I haven't really got weight on me, but I mean the little bit of weight on me, I'm sure there, okay? With a little bit of weight on me, and because I'm pushing my character really hard now, I'm gaining strength. I'm only gaining strength because I've got protein, okay? But I don't need to sprint. I don't need to sprint, guys. I can chop down this tree. Okay, and then I can carry the log. I mean, this log weighs 35 kilograms, okay? So even if I walk now with this log, I'm gaining more strength than what I gained. I'm almost gaining the maximum amount of strength by just walking with this log. Okay, the maximum strength that you can gain is like in 0.28,400. Okay, so let's just pick it up again. So if I jog with this log, there, 28,800. That's the maximum amount of strength you can gain. Okay, so I don't need to sprint. I just need to put the character under pressure. Okay, and I'll be fine. And a lot of you say you can't AFK this, so let's just try and fix that, okay? A lot of you say a lot of the comments say this is not part of the game anymore, which is definitely not true. But in any case, let's just get through this window quickly. Okay. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. No. Okay, so let's just open the door here. Okay, so let's just see now. There. Okay. You just have to walk into two objects at the same time. Okay, so I'm sure you guys won't struggle to find a microwave and a cupboard. Okay. You just your body needs to touch the cupboard and the stove at the same time. Now you're AFK. Now you're gaining strength. You're gaining constitution because you're walking. And you're gaining dexterity because you're putting your character under a bit of pressure. But as soon as your energy dips below 50%, you'll gain even more. Okay? Dexterity. But what I like to do is I like to add even more weight to myself, okay? So, to give an example of what I do, because I want to max out the dexterity as well, so I'll spawn in a toolbox, okay? If I play, I'll go find toolboxes, okay? But there we go, we've got 20 kilograms more on us. This one can't carry it, let's just see. Like that, and like that. Okay, normally I've got a hiking backpack, guys, but okay, we've almost got 2 logs on us now, okay? So now we pick up this log again, and we walk into the stove. We're gaining the max amount of strength. We can't change our constitution because we're walking. If we jog, then we can double the rate at which we gain constitution. But we're going to run out of stamina way too quickly. Okay? And then even if we run out of stamina, we're still going to walk. Your character doesn't stand still when he runs out of stamina. He'll keep on walking. Okay? And now I'm gaining a little bit more dexterity. Okay, but again, I like it when my energy here is below 50%. Okay, then I gain a little bit more. You can see, guys. Look at the more pressure your character is under, the higher your dexterity climbs. Okay, and we're gonna go past 0 stamina units now. Our stamina is now literally at -1. Okay, your stamina can literally go to -60. And our dexterity change is just going higher and higher, okay, as we're walking. Because our energy, the fact that our energy is lowering, okay, our deficiency in energy is getting lower and lower. That's increasing our dexterity, okay. And of course our stamina is going lower and lower. You can walk until you've got about, I think -60 stamina. But your character is going to keep on walking. So I can alt tab now out of the screen, watch Netflix. I can't go to sleep because my character is going to run. I'm still burning 300 calories, guys, which isn't a lot. But my character is going to run out of water, and he's going to run out of. And the carbs are going to disappear first, okay? And then the proteins is going to disappear. So as soon as the protein disappears, I'm not gaining strength anymore, okay? I'll still be gaining dexterity, which isn't bad. But the dexterity's cap is only 24,000, okay? We're not that worried about that. But we can do this, okay? We can do this forever. And then, when it comes to your strength, okay, we're gaining 28,800. But like I say, when I jog this is more weight than I usually put on my character. But again, the lower your energy goes, okay, the better for you. So we're sitting, it's going up all the time, okay? But it's not difficult getting it to max. Doing this so that you're like, I normally put all the toolboxes in my backpack. I think you can put a log in a hiking backpack. I'm not sure. Let's just check here quickly. Let me just check something here. Okay, so now we take the log. Yeah, this is how I max out. This is how I normally max out my weight. Okay, and then that. And then I can only add 5 more kilograms to it. Okay, so I can't put in another toolbox, but I'll put other stuff in. Okay, to get it to 5. And then I can just, this is how I usually do it. Because you don't need that much extra. Now we're walking a little bit faster, okay, because we've got nothing in our hands. The fact that we had something in our hands definitely affected it. And look now, okay, our dexterity usage is at 14,000 now instead of 12,000. Okay, so the speed at which you're walking and the weight that you've got on you plays a role. But as you have less energy, okay, you will hit the max, guys. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Okay, you will hit the max. You will hit plus 24,000 for dexterity and plus 28,800. Okay, and then you'll gain a little bit of that. Okay, so anyone that says it's not part of the game anymore, please tell them, to just keep watching my videos so that they know it's still part of the game. And let's just go pee quickly. So guys, this is already 40 minutes long. Okay, I'm just gonna finish what's on the shelf because we haven't touched all the foods by a mile. Okay, so I think I'll change this into 2 parts because I did cover quite a lot here. So let's just take out our shotgun here. And of course, we've got 0. If you think your stamina can't regain, you've probably pushed your character past 0. Okay? And we can't aim at the moment. We can't aim. Okay? So now we need to lie down to let the stamina regain much, much faster, because when we rest, we gain 2 stamina units per second. But when we're just standing still or lying down, okay, we're just gaining 1 stamina unit per second. So you guys can see this is a lot faster. Okay, so if you want to gain it right from the start, if you want to gain max dex right from the start, then you jog. Okay. Okay, then you jog into this corner, and there you've got your maximum. Okay, you'll get there by walking. Okay, if we start walking now, okay, we're locked at 24,000 because we put our character under pressure. Okay, but he's not there yet. He needs to be under a lot more pressure to get there. But you can skip. You can get there if you want to. Okay, you can get to plus 24,000 if you want to. But I mean, this is fine. This is absolutely fine. But if you want to actively manage your character, you can do this. Okay? But I mean, then you have to stop him and begin him and stop him and begin him. But this is what I say. You can even start jogging. You're just going to be burning, almost double the calories that you burned when you were walking. But your character is automatically going to walk in any case. But you can see how fast we're burning through our calories. And as soon as we've burned through our calories, we're going to start burning through our carbs. And our fat definitely has an effect as well. Okay? Our fat definitely has an effect as well. That's why I say as soon as it dips below 50%, you're going to start eating through your fat. And then your calorie, your dexterity increase is going to change. Okay? We're already at max, but I'm telling you guys, if I get below 50% energy, this will be maxed by walking. This will be maxed, okay? And I'm there at 70. I don't need to worry about my constitution. I do that while I'm running around the map all day long, okay? I build my constitution. And I usually take max running so that I can build my constitution a lot faster. Because the max running lets me run for further, which we've already learned. It lets you run further and use less stamina. The further you run, the longer you run, okay? The faster your constitution goes up. So yeah, guys, let's just get to the last foods. If you like the information that I'm giving you, do me a favor and just press that like button. And if you want to see and learn everything there is to see and learn about Scum, hit that sub button. In part 2, we will go over foods that you have to look for. That's random, like milk that you have to get, that you can get in the world, but you also get it in cargo drops. Cake, which you get in cargo drops. All of these foods you can find all over the map, but it's random. It's definitely random. But we will look at what's the best foods to collect. And then again, guys, it's really basic what foods to stay away from. Okay, that definitely isn't rocket science. Now, I don't want to kill my character anymore. So let's just take this off. And now that we're running, we're building our constitution at 3.6 because of our running speed, okay, which is great. So we've still got the light going here, but this is your food, this is a good food resource. And then there at the top, there is your other, there's your other food resource, that little shop. And what you get there is always different. The percentages are always different, okay? And yes, I killed a literal boar, okay? For the cooked meat and for the skewer meat, okay? So that sorts out our protein, okay? You can see we had a boost in protein from one bite of the skewer and one bite of the cooked meat, okay? The cooked meat's probably in the other backpack. I don't really care. Now, we understand that I want to burn through my fat, guys, because I don't want too much fat. But as soon as I see a gap here and a gap here, so as soon as my fat's about here and my protein, is about here, then I want to start focusing on the carbs again, because I don't want my fat too high and I don't want my carbs too high. Otherwise, it's difficult to stay at the maximum dexterity gain while I'm just playing normally. Even standing still, I'm gaining dexterity. But the lower my fat, gets, the lower my energy gets, the faster I'm going to build my dexterity. But as soon as my fat gets about here and my energy gets here, then I want carbs. Okay, then I don't want to burn through the protein, because as soon as the carbs hit zero, it's going to start, the only things it's got left to burn through is my protein and fat. Okay, so I can do that. I can burn through my carbs, and then I'm going to slowly but surely start burning through my protein and my fat. But the easy things to get in the world is basically corn. Okay, so one corn gives you water, first of all, gives you 38 grams of carbs. Okay, not a lot of protein, not a lot of fat, but mainly carbs and water. But again, that's why I say the larva and the larva and the grasshopper is great, because look how much energy we got from a whole corn. 250. But if we eat a freaking larva, it's 900. If we eat a cricket, it's 750. Okay? Yes, the corn processes through our body a lot slower, but it's giving us a lot less calories. Okay? And then again, my other favorite is a potato. Okay? These are things that you guys will run into quite often. Okay? Is there other foods? Yes, but I'm just showing you the best common foods that you can run into. Again, more or less, okay? The potato gives you a lot more water, but more or less the same amount of carbs. Okay, so now we've got an intake of 84.6 grams per hour. You can see how fast our carbs are going up there. Okay? So that's why I say, as soon as these lower, so I will, on purpose, if my protein and my fat is too high, I will burn through my carbs completely on purpose, push my character to the limit so that I can see it's burning through my fat and my protein. And then as soon as I feel my fat is at 60% and my protein is at 60%, then I'll eat corn and potato and potatoes, and then the other foods which we will discuss in the next episode, to max out my carbs so that I can play now again. And I know it's going to focus. It's first going to burn through my carbs before it touches my protein or my fat. Okay, so now while I'm running around, I know that I've got a surplus of carbs. My fat and my protein's at the perfect levels. I haven't really gone over, because if you push your protein, your fat to about 60%, you will be lower than 50%. You'll probably be here by 30% or something like that. And luckily, all these foods that gives you carbs don't really give you a major boost, okay, in calories per hour. So you're not going to be gaining a ton of calories very, very quickly. So by that time, okay, you will have a lot of carbs, and then you're running. Then while you're running now with your guns and the loot on you, you're gaining strength. Of course, you're gaining constitution because you're running, and you're gaining dexterity while you're just running around, because first of all, you've got nothing in your stomach, okay? And carbs aren't that bad, guys. Carbs aren't that bad, okay? It's fat. It's fat, and it's unhealthy foods that basically crushes your dexterity. At the moment, we're not losing dexterity because we're eating carbs, okay? As soon as we eat fatty foods like meat or whatever, we're going to lose dexterity. But like I say, as soon as the carbs have replenished itself, then we're back in the game, okay? And then again, grape is the last thing that you can find very, very easily. And when you eat grape, definitely the main thing is the water, okay? I mean, a bottle gives you 100 mils, a grape gives you 100 mils, okay? So it's just as good as one sip of water, but it's giving you 22 grams of carbs as well. Okay, so these three are my favorite foods. Okay, again, our intake, okay, is definitely playing a role. It's not really the fat; it's just the intake that we're having here that's playing a role. Okay, but I mean, as soon as these are these are my three favorite foods, guys, to push the carbs up. Okay. But again, I normally let my protein go like 50% and my fat go 50%, because while I'm eating corn, and I'm not just eating one corn, I'm eating like 3 corn, 3 potatoes, 3 grapes. While I'm doing that, it's still giving me a little bit of protein and fat. Okay, so if I start doing this at 50% protein and fat, it's going to take my fat and my protein to about 60% while it's maxing out my carbs. And as soon as my body is done processing this, okay, then I can play. And I know I'm gaining. And then at night, if I don't want to play at night, I can AFK it. Okay? So, yes. And then the last thing, guys, is fish. Okay? Let's just see if I can spawn in a stick here. Long stick. Did we mix the fish? Let's test out what these guys will say. So I'm just putting one. Okay, there's another piece of, and there's another piece of meat here. Okay, let's test out, because oh my word. Okay, what's in our area here? Okay, we need to get it into an area where there's nothing. Okay, so there's one piece of fish. And let's take one long stick. Okay. Now, yep, one piece of fish. Okay, it says you need 2, but we've only got one piece of fish. So it's basically the uses. You don't need 2 separate pieces of fish, but it's not going to leave us one use, guys. So that's probably a bug, but if you only have one piece of meat, you can still do this, okay? So now we've still got a skewer, okay? It didn't take just 2 uses, it took the entire fish. So people told me you can do this, so you can do this. 1 piece of meat or 1 piece of fish. So raw piece of fish, okay? Raw piece of fish, again, it's just like the meat, guys. It's just like the meat. It gives you protein and fat, but it gives you too much fat. Look at our max. Our max is about 20 grams. Okay? So it's giving us way too much fat. But if you've got 0 protein and 0 fat, then any skewer is fantastic. Okay? If I run out of protein and fat completely, I don't care what I eat. Then I'll eat a skewer of meat or a skewer of fish, or I don't care what skewer I eat. Okay? But that's where the cooking difference comes in. So now if we eat a piece of cooked fish, sardine, okay, giving us water and it's giving us protein. Look at that difference there, guys. That's like sardines, which that's like canned sardines. Canned sardines have the same effect, okay? But this is basically sardines. And that skewer, this freaking massive skewer, is a sardine as well. From that little sardine, okay, we're still gaining a ton of fat and a ton of protein, okay? So skewers are a little bit broken at the moment because with one piece of meat and one long stick, you can boost your protein and fat like nothing if you've run out of fat and protein completely. Or you can take one freaking sardine, okay, and chop it up and then make a skewer out of that, okay? But the cooked ones will help you to keep your fat low and just build your protein. So if you cook fish or meat, you don't have to worry about your fat because the majority, you're going to have a lot of protein, you're going to have very little fat, and then you can eat the foods that I told you about to build your carbs. Okay? So in part 2, I'm just going to discuss with you guys the fancy foods, okay, that I like. My fancy foods to sustain a perfect diet for myself. If you guys have got any ideas, okay, that you want to add to this 1 hour freaking video, leave it in the comments down below. And if you appreciated the information and I helped you with something, click that like button and the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.